Hi, happy Christmas. You're listening to Bing Crosby and David Bowie singing. David Bowie singing Little Drummer Boy. Anyway, so here on the top here, Christmas Day's aspect. Mercury trine Uranus and Taurus. So again, expect some unique energy. You might be feeling a bit restless. Uranus and Taurus can produce, I'm a bit shaky here. Uranus and Taurus can produce earthquakes, can produce eruptions, can produce restlessness, can produce headaches. The moon's in Taurus, so we're feeling pretty stable for most of the weekend, at least until tomorrow. The moon in conjunct Venus and Sag. So people are not really understanding each other. Venus and Sag demands the absolute truth. She's honest to a fault. She's got that hoof and mouth disease, you know. And Taurus people are kind of pretty stable. So it might be a pretty traditional Christmas, but you might expect some unexpected conversations, communications. And of course, everybody's going to be basically communicating over the internet, not necessarily in person. But the moon sweetly sextiles Neptune and Pisces in the evening, so that should be a very dreamy, very spiritual, very good time to tune into the true meaning of Christmas, which is all about, you know, being kind. And whether you believe in traditional religion or not, I think it's important to tune into what's really going on in the season, you know. Really tune into what's going on spiritually, tuning into your dreams, tuning into compassion, tuning into helping other people, okay? And really getting into the real spirit of Christmas, because the sign of Pisces is, of course, related to Jesus, and because the sign of Pisces, whenever it began, we don't really know, but we count it 2,020 years ago on this Gregorian-based calendar, as the birth of Jesus, and that was really signifying the beginning of the age of Pisces. And every age lasts 2,160 years. That is a scientific fact. So from science-based, if Jesus was actually born 2,020 years ago, we've still got a ways to go until we really enter the age of Aquarius, because the ages move backwards through the zodiac. So the sun will square Chiron and Aries late tonight. That's in Pacific Standard Time. Again, on the 26th, when Kwanzaa begins, Boxing Day begins on the 26th in Commonwealth countries. So again, you might be feeling hurt, wounded, vulnerable. People are lonely. I know there's this whole thing with poor people in the U.S. not getting even $600 stimulus. That's really a horrible thing. They really deserve to get at least $2,000 a month. That's what Canadians got since March until September, and now they get a kind of unemployment insurance. So I'm really rooting that Americans do get some kind of bailout that they deserve. It really isn't right for a country that thinks it's first world to treat its people that way. Now, okay, getting into Saturday. Again, the moon in Taurus trines Pluto in Capricorn. That's a very wealthy aspect. That's early in the morning on the 26th. Pluto rules soul wealth, soul riches, what's going on below the surface. Trust your gut instincts for what's really going on. I'm still feeling that things are going to be quite chaotic right up until January the 20th and beyond. So I don't think you're going to see any kind of real stability actually in 2021 at all. And all the hoopla about the age of Aquarius, yes, it does mean something astrologically, but as for, you know, instant win, just like a game show, that's not really realistic. That's, you know, an aspiration, and that's fine to be aspiring and to hold the highest vibration anyway and be kind and be gentle. Now, the moon is void, of course, from that 6:32 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on the 26th until almost all day. It's almost a whole 12 hours later. So that's a good time to just chill. Now, it is Boxing Day, so I don't think too many people are working. Really relax. The moon enters Gemini, and so then the moon shifts to being much more chatty and optimistic and outgoing and lighter, and you want a social butterfly. You want to talk to everybody. So tongues get wagging and people are wanting to fly. Maybe not literally these days. Gemini rules the lungs, so you may want to be more careful of tuning into your breathing, tuning into your lungs. I would really strongly advise everybody to take tonics, very strong tonics, to boost your immune system anyway, this time of year. The moon then trines Jupiter and Saturn in Aquarius. Again, that's at night. That's a very nice, high-flying, very literally aspect, and lots of internet chatting for sure. Lots of hope for the future, for this, again, talking about what does the age of Aquarius really mean. And it has a number of meanings. One of the things I was talking about earlier is that it's about discernment, that the element of air in the tarot is usually swords, traditionally, and swords represent the mind and the ability to cut through distractions, cut through to the essence of things, really be discerning. And it's, as long as we're still in this Pisces-ruled Neptune and Pisces age, it's going to be really difficult to discern what's real and what isn't, and what, who is really telling the truth. And of course, there does seem to be a real clamp down in the media of who gets to tell the truth, which is a very serious, worrying issue, actually. On the 27th here, going ahead, Moon in Gemini, sextiles Chiron and Aries, lots of Chiron energy. So, people are really feeling wounded and separated from their families. And this is a Christmas unlike any other. And, the isolation is really hurting people. And so I would say if you're really feeling distressed, this is normally a time of year when people are very distressed and suicidal, that you do call, Moon in Gemini, call a helpline, call someone just keep talking, explain how you feel. Sometimes airing it really helps. The Gemini moon then in conjuncts or quincunxes the sun and also Mercury, which are very close together these days. And so Capricorn energy, we're still in Capricorn season, and I'm sure all Capricorns are certainly breathing a big sigh of relief that Saturn has finally left the building, and Capricorns get to see their other side, because Saturn still rules Aquarius. And then actually it's about 10 hours later when the moon actually in conjuncts Mercury there. Again, tongue-tied, can't express what you're feeling, being too traditional. Maybe, Gemini likes to debate a little bit too much back and forth, not being able to see eye to eye. And then the sun trines Uranus and Taurus. Now, this is a very Uranian but grounded energy. And really, you have to look at Uranus and Taurus, because if you use the rulership of modern astrology, Uranus is the planet that rules Aquarius. So Jupiter and Saturn are governed or overruled by Uranus and Taurus. So this is a very grounded, very slow-moving revolution. Taurus energy is embodied, and it's about the earth, and it's about values, and it's about tradition, and it's about craftsmanship, and it's about holding on, valuing the earth, valuing sensuality, valuing things that are real and tangible and usable and beautiful and all that, and make us feel safe and comfortable. So got to remember that that's partly what that Uranus energy is all about right now, while Uranus is in Taurus for the next few years, until 2023, 2024. Okay, so it's a very earthy, positive trine. Uranian energy kind of opens the mind to new experiences, to freedom, to being kind of a higher ideal. That's the traditional Saturn rule meaning of Uranus, and really about leveling the playing field. And then the Gemini moon opposes Venus and Sag. We're back to that, telling the truth, telling your story, reaching out, being optimistic. Venus and Sag is optimistic. That's late at night. And again, this is Pacific Standard Time here. Happens, of course, on the 28th. And the year is almost at an end. Can you believe it? And what a year it's been. I'm still working on my 2021 predictions. I'm percolating it all, and then I kind of write in a big burst. I am trying to take a few days off here and just chill out. Got a number of practical things to take care of before the new year. And my husband's birthday is actually on December 31st, so there's always kind of another celebration going on also in my household at that time. So wishing you all the best blessings at Christmas, at Boxing Day, this last weekend actually of 2020. So if you want to get in touch with me, I'm at taratarot.com. Please subscribe to me here on YouTube. I will be making improvements to this channel. As I said, I'm trying to improve a number of different things at once. Follow me on my blog at infinitynow.wordpress.com. I'm on Twitter and Instagram, sending you many blessings.